So Hollow Knight Silksong finally dropped after what, like 8 years of waiting, and instead of just celebrating one of the biggest indie launches ever of all time, the internet is already fighting over whether its characters are secretly transcoded or not. Yeah, a bug game is now the latest battlefield in the culture wars, and it's just absolutely cringe. But here's why this matters to you as a player. So the game has launched to insane numbers. Congrats! $20 game proving that AAA woke slop is absolute trash, and that games that have TLC and a team that just wants to entertain and provide gamers with an actual good game shows that they know what gamers want. So Steam crashed when this came out. The Nintendo eShop went down. The Xbox store, even the PlayStation store. And over 500,000 people were playing this game day one. That's historic. Give them a round of applesauce, right? But while most fans were focused on playing the game and exploring the world and struggling through the brutal boss fights, I know I was. That first boss where you get him out of the webbing just absolutely made me rage quit. A corner of social media had other plans. And of course they do. That's how the woke side of things go. You know, they're turning Silksong into a debate about identity. Gender identity. Of course, because why not? That's how the modern audience works, right? Anyways, the claim is that Hornet, the main character of the game, is trans coded, and we're seeing fan edits out there that are starting to pop up with trans flag overlays. There are screenshots that are circulating with text boxes reading down with cisgender, and if you're rolling your eyes like out of your eye sockets, you're not alone. I thought it was satire too until I dug deeper and I saw people who were dead serious. Like, this means the world to them, to make some kind of statement about identity and identity politics, and it's trans-coded and all that. Like, this is what these people live for. So here's why it's controversial, right? This quickly snowballed. Not only Hornet, but now other characters like Chakra are being declared trans. Because why not, right? And when anyone pushes back, if you dare even say anything critical about it, the counter argument is, if you don't see it, then you're just transphobic, which sounds like a lot of cope to me. Or the other classic is, you don't understand media literacy, because they immediately go to that you're unintelligent and that you're a retard and all this nonsense. It's the same old, right? We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And like I said, it's the same logic we've seen before. Remember Baldur's Gate 3 when that came out? People online were calling it an LGBTQ game just because you could romance same-sex characters, even though straight romances were just as available. Yeah, if you questioned that framing, suddenly you're the problem. Oh, you're just holding us down. You're oppressing the LGBTQ, and it's nonsense, guys. It's a video game. It's video games. And this is why I would always make content calling out the whole, I guess, progressive side of things, the whole woke side of things, because they want to inject their ideologies into you, and they want you to force to accept it. They want to force you to accept it, and if you don't like it, you're a bigot. And that's why I always called it out. That's why I always voiced my opinion. Baldur's Gate 3 was a fantastic game of the year candidate. Fantastic game. Played well. Had its moments. Was there some cringe woke stuff in it? Absolutely, but I don't feel that it overtook the game to the point where it felt out of place. When you have a game like Silksong and you're trying to desperately shoehorn some kind of like trans ideology into it when it has nothing to do with real world identity politics, that's where I get a little bit like, all right, this is bad. This is cringe. This needs to be called out. So here's the bigger problem, right? Here's the issue. When a small group online reframes a game like Silksong around identity politics, it alienates the broader fan base. It literally pushes people out. Like, if they get loud enough and they attack gamers are going to be turned away from the fandom. There's other games out there where I'm like, yeah, I don't like that fan base. They're kind of cringe. They're kind of weird. That could happen here. All right. There's nearly 600,000 people playing Silksong at launch. How many of them do you think are worried about Hornet's pronouns? Honestly, sit there and ask yourself, how many of those people out of that 600,000 do you think are worried about using the proper pronouns for Hornet? Give me an answer there. Give me an answer. You know what the answer is? Practically none. And that's the facts, guys. They're just enjoying one of the most polished, atmospheric indie sequels ever made because they waited years for it. But on X and on Reddit, the hype gets hijacked. Instead of talking about the gameplay, the lore, the art direction of the game, the focus shifts to representation. Why? And if you disagree, you're labeled as the enemy. You're absolutely labeled as an enemy, and that's exhausting for normal fans who just want to enjoy the game. It's absolutely exhausting, and it turns people away. And it's an extreme side of gaming, a very small extreme side, but they're very vocal. Small percentage of them represent gamers. It gets even darker, guys. All right, I saw posts where people said Silksong literally saved their life. One wrote that they were close to self-harm, but their release announcement basically gave them a reason to keep going. And then, I mean, on one hand, I'm glad that they're still with us, but on the other hand, it's concerning to see someone attach their entire life and their entire will to live on a video game release. That's not healthy. That's mental illness. You know, like, oh, I was about to end it, and, you know, the announcement came, so it gave me the will to, come on. All right, that's mental illness here. Then there's entitlement that I've been seeing going around. There's a meme circulating that says if you have trans friends that you must buy them a copy of Silksong, as if fandom comes with a tax. That's not love for a game. That's literally turning it into some kind of like weaponized symbol. All right, oh, I'm trans, you must buy me a game. And I get it, some of these might be jokes and might be just memes and you're not supposed to take them literal, but we know there's a sense of entitlement when it comes to identity politics. We know how these people play. If you don't play their game, if you don't succumb to their narrative, you're a bigot, you're racist, you're this and that, you're everything but a son of God in the book, guys. So what it really comes down to is co-op and success. When a game explodes, right? When a game does good, sells like gangbusters, certain groups try to claim it as theirs. They try to put a label on it. It's theirs, right? They're not celebrating the art of Silksong. They're not celebrating the gameplay of Silksong or the story. They're using it as proof of identity. Literal identity politics. But Silksong isn't about gender. Silksong isn't about politics, guys. It's about bugs and a brutal, beautiful world. That's it. It's a simple game. A simple 2D side-scrolling game that a lot of people are in love with. And this matters because it risks creating culture wars where none should even exist. These people making these whole, oh, it's trans, it represents trans, like, they're creating a culture war when there's no reason for it. Fans start arguing about representation instead of mechanics. Communities split. The game itself, the reason we all showed up, is going to be getting buried underneath all this discourse. Hands fucking down. So at the end of the day, Hollow Knight, Silksong, it's one of the most successful indie games of all time. Like, hands down, it probably will be a Game of the Year candidate. And not because it's trans-coded, it's because they delivered a phenomenal follow-up to a great game, Hollow Knight. 6 years later, the hype was real, okay? It's not because of representation. Stop trying to force that in here. When I play Silksong, I don't see a gender manifesto. I see an incredible atmospheric adventure that's going to eat up hundreds of hours of my life. It's entertainment. So I want to know, guys, what do you see? Do you look at Silksong and think about identity politics, or do you just see a masterpiece about bugs fighting through a gorgeous nightmare world? Drop your take in the comments down below, and if you want more breakdowns of gaming topics and news like this, don't forget to hit that like and that subscription. I'll be covering stories that everyone else is kind of scared to touch, I guess. I don't see any of the other bigger YouTubers outside of my anti-woke circle of friends talking about this, because they won't, but that's neither here nor there. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.